Hi. It's me, Morgan. Nilo's Android assistant. The following is a message from Nilo.
Hi. It's me, Nilo. I spent somewhere in the ballpark of 4 hours adding sound effects to this episode. Then, the program crashed and did not leave a backup or recovery file. I was left with an unmixed piece of garbage. The voice in my head said I don't have time for this crap. The voice was correct, so I did the bare minimum to get it out this week. Instead of music and special sound design, you can now observe my weak lungs pumping at half-mast as I breathe through my mouth and directly into the microphone. Thank you for your support, and enjoy episode 41 of the Honestly Not Even Worried podcast. Fuck, suck, and best of luck.
I got nothing to say, yeah, I'm just loving the way you're looking over here. Come over here and tell me your name. I could tell by the sound, yeah, when you open your mouth. I hear my new favorite melody, hey, we should both run away. Why did we ever stay in the first place? I can't shake the feeling when you face away from me, babe. I will wait a lifetime if you say stay with me, babe. I can't shake the feeling when you face away from me, babe. I will wait a lifetime if you say stay with me, babe.
Honestly Not Even Worried, episode 41. I'm your host, Nilo G, and I'm here with Blake Boots.
41, we're here.
41, we're here. How's it going, bro?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. Right off the bat, straight meat and potatoes. Let's get into it. Are you ready for this, dude? Do you remember last time when we were talking and we were last week when we were discussing what would be the ideal trip? How would you plan your trip if you were to think about it months in advance and
Yes.
use that as use your past experience, or we wanted to create a guide for future trip travelers, a trip sitter framework, right?
Yes.
So I went to the internet's knowledge resource base, Reddit,
I'm familiar.
and I asked a question in r/LSD, and I posed essentially this question that we were talking about, and I got some interesting responses. Do you want to hear the answers, or do you want me to start with the question that I posted?
Yeah, what was the question you posted?
Okay, so this is the title of the thread. It was Solo Trip Plan for the Experienced. I said, if you've tripped enough to know, on a general level, what your sweet spot dosage is, and, in a general sense, how long and how intensely you'll be tripping, I have an interesting thought experiment for you. It goes without saying that no matter how much you try to plan, acid has a way of taking the driver's seat and improvising a brand new itinerary. So barring any don't make a plan, seriously don't type of response, if you could only take one solo trip every 6 to 12 months and you were asked to design an hour-by-hour plan that you are not obliged to follow at all, how would you approach it? How much you would take and why, and what would you do? In other words, imagine making a schedule that, if/when things get a little too negative or spiritual for the day, you can rely on to guide you back into a positive headspace. You following me here?
Yes, that's great.
So then I said, I wanted people to understand why I'm asking. So I said, to get the gears turning, here's why I'm asking. In my life, I've tripped on one tab a dozen or more times, and on two tabs 4 or 5 times. I've done it with girlfriends, friends, acquaintances, by myself, and in every setting from the zoo, downtown in a big city and party hopping, to staying near the house and scootering around suburban neighborhoods. One time I dropped acid and went with 3 friends from out of town to a 14-course meal because my friend's friend, who wasn't with us, knew the restaurant owner and wanted to treat us. It was amazing. Another time I stayed home with a different set of friends and smoked a wax-dipped, keef-rolled joint that sent me into my first bad trip. It ended well. I've done it both with pure recreational intent and with pure spiritual intent. I'm at a point where I don't really need to see how much more unhinged my mind can get. I know that 2 tabs is kind of my sweet spot, and that I want to do it respectfully and infrequently from here on out. On 2 tabs, I'll trip hard enough to have some epiphanies, and just enough ego dissolution and synesthesia to feel somewhat uncomfortable, but know that it's gonna be okay. I know I would ideally want to divide the time with recreational things, watching movies, and thinking about creative stuff, reflection, and addressing my inner self. Outside time, inside time, headphones time, closed eyes time. The list goes on. I know that at certain points of the trip, food would be amazing, but at other times, it would be really weird. But I know that food and water and physiological needs are very necessary. All this to say, I would love to peek into the minds of other people to see what overarching kinds of things they enjoy in a trip. So, how would you plan your trip? What, to you, would put a good frame around your experience? Hoping to inspire some ideas for myself and maybe be reminded of things I'm not thinking about. TLDR, you get one solo trip a year. You have to make a plan, but don't have to follow it. In as much detail as you want, how much are you taking and what are you doing?
Hell yeah.
What do you think so far?
I mean, that's everything. It's perfect.
Are you curious about the responses?
Yes,
Naturally?
absolutely.
I don't want the pod to be boring.
No, I'm really curious. I'm also like, yeah, I want to know what your favorite ones are, but I guess you could just go for it.
It was such a great question, and it got like 3,000 views and like 10 upvotes, but like three people responded.
That is surprising. I guess
Yeah.
I bet some people are like, this is long. I don't want to read all of this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably wanted to see the responses, and also a lot of people were like, "Oh, I don't have time to think of this plan right now." But
yeah,
you know.
But you got some good. Yeah, you got 3 responses. That's good.
So this one guy, Jack O'Hory, said, he said, would do it at my house to start off with if my mom hadn't told me a few days ago the lady we bought the house off, her husband had died, LOL. So solo tripping here alone, def's not the go. But if I didn't know about the old fella, I would definitely pop here, wait to see how intense it is. If it's manageable, go for a walk around the lake near my house with noise-canceling headphones, jamming music, in parentheses.
Yes.
Honestly, best thing to have on acid. Come back, hang with my dog and cat, probably watch the fish for a bit, LMAO. Cut firewood. I don't know why. I just love cutting wood and feel like it'd be so much fun while tripping. Play Skyrim and whatever else comes to mind. Probably draw the music I'm playing. This is always a good laugh. Then to end it off, have a shower and watch a thriller to get my mind going. My best trips have done stuff completely different to what I've just wrote. But these are things I really want to experience, but family always seems to not be gone for 8+ hours, so rip.
Is this guy a combo of you and me?
It seems like a nice little intersection of you and me here with movies and watching thrillers and hanging out with dogs. Yeah.
Chopping wood is an interesting experiment. I think that's something I wouldn't do because I'd be so nervous to get a splinter, or that I would just that's just my luck, is I'd axe my toe or something.
Yeah, I could see you being the guy who wants to do the wood cutting. That would be more of your thing.
But I don't know if I understand where he's coming from, but I think I'd be too scared to do it.
I think so too. I mean, you don't want to have splinters. You don't want to, with the synesthesia, you don't want to be wood. You start to become wood, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to.
It's just you'll be chopping and then you'll stiffen up and you're fuck, I am a tree.
Yeah. I'm a blade.
Oh, and the sharp objects aspect of it too is kind of concerning.
Yeah, I want everything that has to do with blades done pre-trip. All that stuff is prepared.
Yeah, it has to be prepared pre-trip and for our own safety. Just everything needs to be covered. So why do you think, okay, so if like cutting wood is going to feel really good, but it's too dangerous, how could you do something that feels the same, but is safe?
Pressure washing.
Pressure washing.
You get that like vibration in your hands, you know, from the water that you would get when you hit the axe down from that like vibration. It's still like outside work. It's immediate what's the word, like satisfaction, because you see like as soon as you're done, it's clean.
Yeah, oddly satisfying.
And then there's no dangerous aspect really to it unless you fucking choke on water.
That's good. I like that. I was gonna say like a punching bag or something, but I feel like that's not as satisfying. Like it might hurt a little more. I like the water spray because you're just spraying. You have so much control.
And the fucking, like when you chop wood, it kind of whoosh, like little like bits of wood fly up, like little bits of water when you hit against stuff are gonna fly up. And then even with that, you get the aspect of really beautiful like rainbows that could come with the light. Assuming you're doing this during the daytime. Hopefully you're not doing this at night.
You'll get that prismatic effect. Yeah, don't power wash at night. And be careful too. Don't power wash anything that could easily disintegrate. You don't want to like wake up the next day and realize that you power washed your deck to the point that it's weak. That you
You just keep getting really overzealous about it, and you're like, you don't realize, but you're sanding it essentially. So like,
yeah,
you wake up and the wood is like this thick now.
I thought I was cleaning the house, but I ripped out all the siding with water.
Thought I was doing my parents a favor, but I devalued our home by $50,000.
Yeah. I like how this guy was like, he was like, okay, so what would I do? Based on all my past experience, here's all this stuff that I've never done.
Yeah. Based on my extreme experience,
I don't want to do anything that I've ever done.
That ain't it.
I've done it plenty of times and they've all been bad. So the next time I kind of want to see.
I want to fuck around and find out, bro.
I want to fuck around and then I want to also find out. Okay, the second guy, right?
Okay.
Yarcraft 209 FTX on Reddit said, I would base my plan on what was most meaningful in the past. First, I would do it in nature. Without permission to be on private property, I would have to go camping. Somewhere there is water. A small river is by far the best, but a creek is good too. Static water, a lake or pond is my last choice, but always within sight of water. You want to see the waves, I guess. And that's my own commentary, not him. First day is just to arrive and set up camp. Get familiar with the immediate area and wave just once at my neighbors. I don't go talk to them because I don't want them to come talk to me tomorrow when I'm tripping. I take a hike to identify where I will hang out and trip by myself the next day. A scouting thing. Back to camp for a fire, soft tunes, beers, dinner, and a good night's sleep. All right, so far so good. I like the social aspect of like, if I have camping neighbors, I give them one little, hey, I'm not weird, but please don't talk to me. This is for me.
Yeah. Don't come over here at all.
Yeah, you're going to want to put some parameters in place because some people are very social at the campsite and that would fuck you up.
Hey, you want to come over for, we made a little extra tacos. You want to have some? No.
Oh
I noticed you're alone. Do you want us to? Yeah.
Like the time, like when our neighbor hopped the fence to like join our little backyard shindig. It's like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But if we were tripping, that'd be not cool.
Yeah. After he had just called his roommate a cunt very loudly.
Yeah. Hey guys. It's like, okay.
Hey, what's going on? You know, I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Always within sight of water.
That's very intrinsic to your human qualities, puerty. Like just trying to I don't know, you know how all great civilizations are kind of found around water in a way?
Oh yeah, back to first principles almost. It's like you want to make sure you're Maslow's hierarchy of needs, base of the pyramid is taken care of.
Yeah.
We got water. We got a tent. We have social.
We all need our Nile River.
We all need our Nile River. And some would say the name Nilo kind of stems from the Nile River. Nile, Nilus, which, goes back to ancient Greek times and also Egyptian and African times when the Nile was seen as the god of all water bodies. And if you rearrange the letters in Elon, it spells Nilo. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Nilo, the god of, that is a very mono, whatever the mono name situation is. I said Nilo, but Nilo, the god of, what would it be specifically?
The god of rivers.
The god of water. The god of flow, dude. Yeah. The god of flow.
Flow god, that's sick. The god of flow. God of
you gotta battle progressive for the title, dude. You gotta battle progressive flow for the title.
Kick her ass, dude. Okay, trip day. Same guy. Healthy breakfast with fruit and protein. I put a bottle of good white wine on ice and fill a gallon freezer Ziploc halfway with fresh, clean ice. Wow. Was not expecting that.
No.
A bottle of good white wine on ice and fill a gallon freezer Ziploc halfway with fresh, clean ice. He's even got the gallon, he's got the denomination of how much the Ziploc can contain. It has to be Ziploc brand and it has to be filled halfway with fresh, clean ice. So that's, half a gallon of fresh, clean ice. And they both stay in the cooler for now, the wine and the ice. I take a walk through the campground, nodding hello to the other campers, smile, but I don't stop to talk. Now I know who's around and they sort of know me. Back at camp, I prep my fire and firewood, but don't light it. See, this guy's, I would describe this guy as an elementals-based tripper. He kind of goes first with, let me figure out the elements. How's the water going to be? The fire, the earth, the wind. And we'll go from there. And so right now he's got the water on lock.
Yeah.
And he's got the water on lock in many forms, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's even turned it into wine, and he's got the fire. He's figuring that out for later too.
Well, I hope he doesn't get any earth in that ice, or else he's about to have a badass time. Just get a fucking bunch of dirt on his gallon.
Why is my ice so dirty?
I'm having a bad trip.
I accidentally did a half gallon of dirt, and I set up my ice for later. Now it's trip time.
Oh
wait, no. I skipped a paragraph. Okay, now it's early afternoon. And I eat 1.5 tabs of decent acid, and I pack another 1.5 hits. I pack a good magnifying glass, wine, the Ziploc bag of ice, an apple, and a hunk of good cheese.
This guy's fucking dope.
This guy's like a true, he's like Epicurus, dude. He's like some philosophy. He's like, just give me wine, cheese, and my mind.
Wine, cheese, my mind, a bit of human flesh to pair with the cheese.
Apple, a bit of human flesh.
A cut of the thigh from a white male.
This whole time I've been assessing each of the nearby campers to see the highest meat to fat ratio.
Who will be missed the least?
And who will be missed the least, and which flesh is the least disease.
I do not like fat. I do not like to eat fat.
I found a lean gentleman next to me that is no longer with us in physical form, but I ate him. I walk to where I plan to hang out for the next 5 hours. Upon arrival, I get settled and eat the other 1.5 tabs. Now it's trip time. I watch the water, meditate, and listen to the woods and water. And if you're listening to the podcast right now, you can hear those sounds. Make sure you're wearing a good pair of headphones for this, or you can pause right now and go grab them. Okay.
Can you do me a favor and just sit still for a minute and let that pan from the left to the right? Thank you.
Yes. And so if you're listening and that panned from the right to the left, you got your headphones backwards. Flip them around and maybe throw a piece of tape on there so you know which one's left and which one's right from now on. Okay? Because people have intended you to consume media in a certain way and you're doing it wrong. So,
yes.
I hope you're all relaxed now. Now, upon arrival, I get settled and eat the other 1.5 tabs. This guy's going 3 tabs deep.
Oof.
That's something I don't know, and I don't care to know, and that's okay.
3 tabs?
Yeah, my purpose has gone beyond. I'm here to spread awareness and dig deeper. I'm not here to release my mind anymore. Now it's trip time. I watch the water, meditate, and listen to the woods and water. I go exploring, but this is small time exploring. I fuck around at the water's edge. What does that mean?
This is where he murders one of the neighbors.
It's like I do some interesting dances down by the water's edge. I can't really tell you exactly what, but let's just say I'm fucking around. I fuck around at the water's edge. Oh, turning over rocks and checking out the critters with my magnifying glass.
I love that he's got a magnifying glass.
I know. There's a whole new world of stuff to see through that glass. I drink my cold white wine, smoke some weed, snack, and if necessary, drink some water from the melted ice that kept my wine cold. This is why the ice had to be clean. I wonder if he did filtered water ice. That's cool. This is what I'm here for, is those tips like that. Have water nearby and have water in various forms.
Yes.
Because that ice is really just that extended release water.
Yeah.
That ice is just that drip water. That's that slow drip water. Back in the day, in the Alps, when you wanted clean water, they had much like a Chemex kind of drip situation with a filter, and they would just put snow in there. And it would slowly drip clean water, filtering out all the chemicals. And, if you chill your wine with that.
The technology's been around for quite a while now.
Yeah. Wim Hof invented it, actually.
He's lived many lifetimes. Anyways.
At dusk, or just after dark, I walk back to my campsite and start the fire I already have ready. All I need is a match. I start, soft tunes, crack a beer, smoke some weed, and while in no hurry at all, I grill 3 bratwurst. Damn. That's a lot of bratwurst. I eat 2 brats along with a can of ice, cold fruit cocktail. Sorry. That's nice. Chips and plenty of cold water. I watch the fire die out and get ready for bed. I go to bed, hit the weed again, and reread a book of short stories by satirist James Thurber.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, look it up.
I want to check that out.
Just as I'm feeling sleepy, I eat that last bratwurst along with chips, some cookies, and cold water. I smoke some more weed and lights out. I fall asleep mentally singing the lyrics of various Dead tunes, starting and ending with Ripple.
Dude,
next,
this guy is so fucked up.
This guy's gone, dude. Come back to society.
3 tabs of acid, a whole bottle of wine. He's had a fruit cocktail, 3 bratwurst, chips, cookies, weed, and he's high as shit.
That's the style, dude. Yeah, exactly. The time I did something like this was I fucking almost didn't come back. Let's see. Next morning, I'm up early and take a most satisfying shit. I smoke some weed and pack up to head home. I drive home thinking about how damn lucky I am to be surfing space and time in this form of a human being with a conscience. That's
Wow. Wow, that guy, I love how very recipe-ish this guy laid shit out. That was really nice.
Yeah.
Just very measurements of everything. But yeah, that guy is clearly a very experienced individual.
Yes, he really knows. He really knows. That's what I
Or
want.
gal.
People's own life experience of what they feel you must do, you know, or
Yeah.
else it would be a waste to them, which is kind of cool.
Oh man, that's really funny though. He is turned up.
He was planning to get fucked up by himself, dude. I love that.
I mean, I guess if you only are doing it like 6 months, every 6 months or every year, like, yeah, why not go hard, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and if the whole point is to go somewhere else in your mind, then makes sense.
Yeah.
How are we doing on saying like so far? Do you think we do it less?
Dude, I honestly am not sure.
Right, that's the thing. But it's a nice little check-in we'll have.
I think the fact that you're reading responses,
that definitely quells it a bit.
It quells it a little bit.
So this guy responded to that and said, taking magnifying glasses with you is such a great idea. Yeah. Magnifying glasses. I like the idea of like just a pair of glasses that are both magnifying glass.
Oh my God, dude.
He said, fuck yeah. There's a whole new world of fascination with a magnifying glass, and it's all right there in front of you. I knew a girl who wasn't happy unless she was looking at distant mountains through binoculars.
Wow.
She never understood that everything interesting about mountains can be found on a tiny rock sticking out of a weathered clod of dirt.
Dude, this guy should write a fucking book.
I'll tell you what,
though, a lot.
If your intention is to signal nearby campers and onlookers that you're on drugs, crouch down and stare at a weathered clod of dirt under a magnifying glass. That's the quickest way to say I am tripping balls.
Yeah, dude, your fucking back is just arched. You're just asses out like you're a fucking detective, you know.
You're just crying, looking at a rock.
Yeah, laughing, talking to ants.
Like, hey man, what are you looking at? He's like,
I birthed you. Yeah.
This clod of dirt is so beautiful, albeit quite weathered.
I think I just heard that guy over there say he burst those ants. I think something's going on. We should move. We might want to move our camp. I think he wants to eat us.
I think he's this guy's eating ice cubes and drinking white wine.
He's eyeing my thigh.
I guess that's he said that's what has been most meaningful to him in the past. I mean, it sounds God, I mean, I have no idea what that would be like, truly. So that's kind of appealing. Because in my head, my first reaction is, you didn't put enough stuff in there. You didn't put enough stuff to do activities.
Yeah, but he's probably spending a lot of time fucking around by the lake.
He's fucking around at the water's edge. He's
down there for hours, dude.
Yeah, that's like a good 5 hours of it. It's just fucking around down by the water's edge.
It would have to be a fall day too. It'd have to be kind of, it could not be in the summertime.
Yeah.
It could not be in the wintertime. It'd have to be fall to go do that successfully without being miserable. Too hot.
Yeah, too hot. That's the thing. Too hot. I mean, it'd have to be fall. Even closer to winter would be pretty dope. I guess it depends. Some people get more hot than others, but yeah, good call on that. Definitely put that in there. I wish we got more responses. I'd like to start putting together a real list, but you know, the last one I got here is kind of on the opposite side of that, which is cool.
Okay.
This guy, Tomato Bits. I plan all my trips. I set up 12 hours of media content to consume, like a whole anime series, movie, or parts of video games, usually 2-hour tastes. Oh, 2-hour little vignettes of video games. He plans what like 2-hour sections of video games as if they were like media content. I smoke weed every hour from a herbal vape and go out to smoke a joint at the peak and at the start of the come down. This is what I do for every trip. I don't trip unless I have a plan B and C for if I don't like the content I've lined up as well. Because of these rules, it usually takes me 3 to 4 months to stack up the necessary media for trips. In before people tell me watching/playing things on acid is a waste of time and I should go look at nature and blah, blah, blah. 100 to 200 micrograms enjoyer, depending on how nice the lineup is. So this guy plans 12 hours of media and does an ABC options list for, if he's not feeling it at the time, to kind of have options.
Yeah. I think I like half of that a little bit, maybe like 6 hours of 6 hours seems like so much still though. Like
it really does.
I'm more I think like 3 hours of media would be really desirable, but I feel like you'd get a little stir crazy just being inside the whole time and not just like giggling,
Definitely.
And everyone was alone, right? Was this
Yes.
the whole thing? Was this the concept that you had to be alone?
Yeah, I said solo trip for the experience.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is really interesting. Those are two opposite. One guy's fucking around by the water the whole time, and the other guy's in the metaverse the whole fucking time.
Yeah, he's got his VR on. I wonder what VR would be like on acid.
That's exact. I mean, I want to do that. That's something I want to try for sure.
Yeah, that would be fun. Or like, just did it. That would possibly make me so nauseous. I'm already nauseous in those things.
Man, the idea of motion sickness in that scenario.
Can you take Dramamine and acid at the same time?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not. Yeah, that can't be a bad interaction.
That's kind of a good idea. Like, what supplements would help? Dramamine for motion sickness. I think lactate in case you come across any cheese. Maybe have some Tums on deck.
Oh yeah.
An emergency.
Well, yeah, because don't they also say that vitamin C can like inject a new rush of the acid to hit harder when it first hits, or is that just mushrooms?
No, I think that I don't know. I don't know what the science is on that, but I do think you can have a glass of juice.
To me. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever believed that, but I've definitely never done it myself because I'm like, why would you want this to hit even harder? I'm fucking, it hits so hard on its own.
Yeah, it seems a little far-fetched to be like, this chemical compound, what really activates it? Juice.
Pop a fucking clementine.
Yeah, pop a clementine and buckle up.
Oh! You're going to the moon. Oh! Citrus City.
Little cuties. They say when it comes to virtual reality, it's interesting because it's like we were always told growing up, don't sit close to the TV, and now it's like let's put a TV right on your nose.
Yeah. Let's put the TV as close to your eyeballs as we can possibly put them.
Let's put it. What do you think? Do you think that people are gonna live a lot in the metaverse, or do you think we're far, far from that?
Almost as if it's a Ready Player One situation.
Yeah. Do you think we're gonna get to a point where people are gonna want to have virtual reality headsets on for several hours a day?
I don't know, man. I think that's one of those things that's a slow adaptation situation where honestly at this moment it feels as if it's physically impossible to wear one of those for consistently an hour,
Yeah. Do you think if they figure out the comfort that would change it, or do you still think people would kind of be like, I don't want to have a screen in front of me that many times a day, that long a day?
Yeah, I think most people are gonna. I think the majority of people are not gonna like that, but I will say that the youth, the younger folk, I think it's gonna be a lot easier for them to just go straight into that. Imagine if you're, a baby who's only seen people on their phones and shit, and then you're like 10 years old and VR. I'm imagining VR in the next 10 years is just going to be unreal. Like every year it's going to just get better and better. So they're going to be able to just, hell, they're going to probably do remote learning classes in VR, you know? What's stopping that? So I think it's only a matter of time till a large majority of people are using VR constantly. But that being said, I don't know if it'll be our generation. I think it'll be 2 generations back, probably.
I feel that. I mean, yeah, and it makes me wonder too, because people are always. I feel like Facebook has always been like we connect people, we connect the world, but like, has social media been a means of uniting people or dividing people?
100% dividing people.
Yeah. I feel like if anything, niches and like subdivisions of people have only gotten. Yeah, we've just been more divided. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it was all for fucking and figuring out who is hooking up with who initially, and now it's just fucked us all over. Imagine that.
Exactly. So like, people are saying like VR. I feel like right now everything on VR is like you get on VR and you either play shitty games or go to chat rooms and stuff. And it's like, is there a world where we're doing this as a way to connect, or is it just going to turn into like everything else where it's just going to be like we use it to watch movies by ourselves and and consume things by ourselves, and is VR headsets just going to be for the lonely stoners to free their minds at night? Like,
was Kid Cudi just a shaman from the future that just was echoing the he's just a futurist, dude. I mean,
yeah, that's where that's what excites me about like the reason I would get a VR headset is I feel like watching a movie in it would be cool. Like if they'd start to do virtual reality content that's like a movie, I could see that being some next level shit, some awesome entertainment. But
yes,
if I have to put on a headset to go to a VR headset just to go to a meeting or something, it's like, let's just half the time, even the video Zoom call is unnecessary. Like we could just do a group phone call and get this stuff,
Yeah. Well, yeah. When is it like making a list? When you start making a list and then you're like, I need to up my list game. It's like, no, just fucking keep making a checklist. You don't need like an app that does this crazy shit for checklists. It's like, just do the checklist. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
That's what like excessive technology feels like at a certain point. It's like,
is this a breakthrough or is this just another version of stuff we're already doing?
Are we just distracting ourselves from doing the thing more?
Mm-hmm.
Which is how I often feel when I download a new checklist app. I'm like, what am I doing? I have notes and bullet points. That's all I need.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they've never been able to track your eye movements better.
Yeah, that's true.
It's right here.
Well, if they get the what is it, Dolby Atmos or just the crazy surround sound like surrounding us imagine playing a VR game where the speakers are it's just insanely accurate, like kind of like what Rudy was talking about where what if you were watching a horror movie and it was like, what do you want? And it was a girl to your right, you turn and it's like, and that's going to be
cool,
fucking crazy. That gives me the chills to think about.
I know. And I think about that and I think about the car, like, you could even do it with 3D or with cartoons if it's like too much to do it with live action at first. Like I was thinking about, our cartoon ideas and thinking like, wow, that would be sick in fucking VR,
Yeah, that would be sick. I wish the technology was there fully at this point. I don't know how that works because I'd love to, mess around with that sort of tech because that's $1 billion industry right there. $1 trillion if you ask me.
And there's some open niches that we can fulfill, but I feel like I feel like our computers aren't good enough. Maybe we just need new computers, to do like fucking rendering and shit. I don't know. I would be curious to fuck around though. Like I have no idea how you would even mix audio for that. Like Dolby.
There's a dude so they're working on that with a lot of major records right now, like older records, remixing them into that format. And a friend of mine is buddies with a guy.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know if it's like it can't be 5.1. Is it 7.1 or 9.1? I think it's maybe 7.1. I'm pretty sure it's mixing records in 7.1 or 9.1, but there's a guy in Nashville that does it who's helping mix records in that format. And I think we could probably get in there and see what it looks like. Like we could go to one of those rooms and listen to the record in a room that's set up to mix like that. We should do that when I get back.
We should do that for sure. So what even is 7.1? It's like there's left, middle, right, behind, in front, above, below.
Because I think there's like left, right, left of center, right of center, behind you. There's a sub. I don't know if it's like above you. I'm not really sure how they've mapped it out. 9.1 sounds fucking crazy, dude.
9.1. Oh shit. Because I mean, like I know the Atmos. Like if you get an Atmos sound bar, they have like speakers in there that some of the tweeters or whatever are angled upwards to add that dimension of height to the audio. You know?
Yeah.
So like if it's raining, you'll hear it like just theoretically hear it like from top to bottom. You know,
dude. Well, I want to say that they've done it in a way where if you had headphones on, you could even hear it.
So when my computer was fucked up, and I started just like reinstalling everything and doing like the new Mac OS and the new versions of Logic and the new like Waves plugins before I then reverted. They have like a spatial audio plugin in the Waves thing, which is a software tool for audio people. It was like a spatial audio plugin that you would throw it on and you could like kind of model where you heard the audio, and it was fucking sick. It was unreal. Like I was like doing I just threw it on a podcast to check it out, and I was like, oh my god, like,
ooh, that's cool.
This sounds binaural and trinaural and quadnaural.
Ninth oral.
Ninth oral. So
that's 9.1
with the two. But
yeah, I'm nervous that I don't think it'll be super fast. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think the average consumer is gonna be wanting 9.1 anytime soon for listening, or 7.1. But yeah, it is interesting to think, oh shit, am I gonna have to learn how to mix stuff in 9.1? I can barely do stereo mixes super well, so
right. There's like
having to do fucking surround sound mixes on shit.
There's a 5.1 fucking option in the software we use now, and I'm like, I've never turned that on. It's off.
I don't want to. I'm not ready.
But if you were doing like, if you aside from music, like if you started to work in film or in gaming, that might be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's true. I'm still trying to figure out a way to fake a AAA title on my resume.
We'll just make a really easy game from
scratch.
What
is AAA rated like Halo or something? That's like a high. Yeah. We'll work on it. We'll make a video. We'll make an HNEW video game.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us know, guys, what do you want to see in an HNEW video game and what you want to see in HNEW VR content.
It's just taking like pills or like taking like drugs or like nootropics and running around and
our environment gets fucked up, and
we're doing, it's like The Sims almost, where it's like, go record a podcast. It's like,
could you make a game? This is kind of on a tangent, but could you make a game that's for two people that involves no conflict whatsoever.
That is for two specific people to play?
Just two people, yeah. I guess just a coloring book game with two separate fucking pictures that you color.
Probably, dude. I bet it would be pretty easy to do, honestly. There's apparently like templates now laid out for making games where we could make a game using a template situation and
that
just kind of fill in the blank. So yeah, just be like, what activity do you want to do? Coloring book together.
That's crazy, dude. I know there's also like essentially that for apps. Like there's like a Squarespace for apps where you can just go and start to prototype your idea for an app without knowing any code or anything like that.
Jesus, that's sick.
I forgot what it's called, but it'd be pretty cool.
App coder without apps for Squarespace. Squarespace for apps.
It's a Squarespace for apps. Yeah, dude. And speaking of like we talked about last time, you know, the unavoidable nature of what billionaires are doing. Elon Musk now is the highest majority shareholder of Twitter.
So can you explain to me, that doesn't necessarily mean his votes override stuff, right?
No, because he's not
51%. He's like 9.8% or something.
Yeah. So he's a board member now. They made him a board member, and he's got quite a lot of say. I think if he wanted to, he could buy all of Twitter. He could buy much more. He could reach that 51%, but I feel like, yeah, I don't know. He's in there, I guess. I don't know.
he just trolls so much that I can't tell like what his game is with this. I mean, it is a good investment. I feel like Twitter's so popular constantly, so but it's interesting to see are we gonna is he doing this to just basically ban Will Smith? Is he just another person?
Because he says like you know, Twitter is the modern public square, the public discourse, and if you censor who's can be on Twitter and what can be said on Twitter, then you are standing in the way of democracy. But it's like, is Twitter the public forum? Like, how many people do you really know are getting their news from Twitter?
Yeah, I mean, the public square is technically, still Times Square. I don't think it's moved. It's out in reality. It's not digitized. It's not a private company. It's not the public square. I mean, I get what he's saying, but yeah, it's still just a fucking company.
Exactly.
It's not like it's, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. That man is, he's got his hands in so much shit. It's unreal, dude.
It's fucked up.
It's kind of like what we talked about last week, how it's just so, there's something about billionaires that are just, it's so interesting. Like
well, that's my whole point. Like you don't know what they're going to do. And so it's like if you're not paying attention, it's like, I would have never guessed that the richest guy in the world would like add Twitter to his fucking things that he owns,
Yeah. Speaking of just rich, powerful people, I would listen to that Michael Ovitz Acquired episode. Oh my God. So good.
So good, right?
Yeah. I love hearing stories about that. Just the Jurassic Park Steven Spielberg story was so good.
So crazy.
Right off the bat. He's definitely he's like one of those Jimmy Iovine types that's just, it's like, man, this guy fucking makes shit happen.
Yeah, he really did make shit happen, and he kind of like set the rules. That's what is kind of dope, is how they got into advertising and the way they would like bundle their talent and shit to be sold in packages, and kind of like make make the sell more enticing is pretty crazy shit.
Yeah. Also the concept of just, you know, very much if you can dream it, you can do it kind of shit, where it's like people just tell you, no, we never do that. You can't do that. It's like, why not?
Why not? Like literally, like
give me one reason why not. We never have before. That's not a good enough reason.
That's not a good. Yeah, it really is like the limit is your imagination. You know.
Yeah.
If you can imagine it, I mean,
they didn't stand a chance, dude.
I want to have a fucking HNEW factory in Nashville. That'd be sick. A little warehouse, like the fucking Rob Dyrdek's what was his show where it was
the one with the security guard homie?
Yeah, Robin Big, and they would pretty much headquarters out of this warehouse fun house, right? That'd be sick.
That would be really sick, dude. I mean, it just goes along with always wanting to buy property with the homies, you know?
Exactly.
Just having a creative center would be so sick.
Holy shit, dude. And we have a giant fucking screen in there.
Oh, you just want to play Call of Duty, dude.
Yeah,
holy shit, it's the fucking size of our house, dude.
Wow, dude, this screen's the fucking size of a fucking house, bro.
That would be sick.
If we can imagine it, it can be real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, it's just funny. A lot of things we talked about last week are coming back around and being relevant.
Yeah. 100%.
Hi, my name is. What should we tell the people about?
The fact that you're gonna come to LA soon.
So Blake's in LA, and some people are going down to LA. I probably won't.
Yeah, I know. Okay. It's a fucking out of nowhere trip.
Yeah,
and I know you're a hustle beast.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of some things right now. In the middle of a couple of crazy deals with some Japanese investors that I got to stay across at the moment. But dude, that sounds so much fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. I finally went to a town I've always wanted to go to, a little small town, Marfa, Texas, that I've always wanted to check out.
Oh.
And it was really beautiful, minus the fact that basically nothing was open because we're idiots and went there on a weekday or a couple weekdays. But did a really cool hike and stuff. Learned
Marfa,
that
Texas?
Marfa, Texas. It's in the middle of nowhere, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to do the most Blake move ever and basically lie to get out of having to eat a free breakfast at this bed and breakfast we were at, because I was like nervous that it was gonna hurt my stomach the next day when we drove for a while. So Hannah and I spent like 1 hour trying to think of a good excuse to tell this sweet old man why we can't enjoy breakfast with him and his wife in the morning. It was just really funny.
What'd you say?
I said, "Oh, we misplanned and realized we got to drive 12 hours tomorrow, so we got to get an early start."
Shit,
so
sorry, bro.
And we went down there in the morning, and he was like this Southern dude from Texas, and he was just like, "Next time you got to come back, have the whole schmear. We got to have you back. Have the whole schmear next time." And I've never heard of anyone referring to an entire breakfast spread as a schmear, and I just really like that a lot.
Yeah, it's almost like smorgasbord.
The door though wouldn't lock in our room.
Yeah.
At the Airbnb, which looked like Dracula's fucking house. And
send pics.
Yeah, I will. It was very
check it out right here.
It was very it was a little bit freaky, honestly, because there was one point in the middle of the night where I heard some creaks, and I could have sworn for a second in my sleepy state that the door was like opening really slowly. Mm-hmm. It wasn't. It was fine. But yeah, it was an odd time.
Virtual reality haunted hotel sleeping experience.
Oh, that would be fun, dude.
Lay back. Oh my God. Yeah. You're just like strapped to a bed. And it's like, lay back.
Yeah, you wake up and you're strapped to the bed. You're like, what? What?
What kind of noises are you hearing?
It's just like the creak of the house a little bit. And then kind of like old man laughter.
But it sounds like it's like in the adjacent room.
It's everywhere. It's like spatial audio around your head, kind of doing the laughter. So you're like, you're looking everywhere and you don't see him. And then as soon as you like are done looking this way and you look straight, he's like right there and he's like, Schmear. Ah.
Schmear.
Schmear. Ah.
He's got an omelet. Schmear.
Now you're part of the schmear.
And then he just disappears, and you look to your left, and he's there again. And he's like Schmear, and he's got grapes. It's like,
you take off the VR helmet. Schmear. Real life.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Schmear. Sorry. Yeah, that's fucking scary. As soon as we finished taking off the goggles, I heard Hannah go, "Hello," and scared the shit out of me.
Schmear.
Somebody
like you hear just a knock, you know. What is that? And like there's a voice that's booming and ever present, and it's your thoughts, you know. Who's that? Everybody
can't make them out fully.
Yeah. May I come in?
Fresh towels and muffins.
Fresh towels and muffins from the Schmear.
Sorry that Seinfeld isn't working on television tonight.
We've got options. You can stream your favorite TV shows and movies, but you're gonna have to mess around with the remote.
Come grab it.
I left instructions in the binder underneath the drawer to use the Xfinity remote to access Netflix. But I've also put a media drive in the USB-C port. I'd love it if you'd watch the video we prepared for you.
If you watch the video, it's all free. You just have to watch the video.
You just have to watch the video.
Watch the video.
Walking up to the fucking tube TV. How's this thing work? Fucking, you're hitting it. It's on the fritz.
You click it.
Plays a video. It plays an old. What are you gonna say?
Just gonna say, you plug it in. You try to turn it on, and you look behind you. Schmear. Ah! He's in the bed somehow.
It's the jump scare every fucking 30 seconds.
Dude, if there was a jump scare like that, I honestly don't think you can get used to jump scares, especially if it was that deeply ingrained with the audio.
Oh my God, seriously, there's be so many opportunities.
That would be so fucking scary.
Oh, dude, you could have a barrage of fear where it's like, you know, you look away and then you look back and somebody's there and they go Schmear, and then you like while that's happening you hear like some scary shit from back where you were just looking, you know. And you look back and it's like the dude's wife and he's like, Schmear.
Yeah, just a little higher voice.
Yeah, and then you feel like a rumble at the bottom. You look down, it's like their little children. Like, Schmear.
Schmear, help us. We haven't had a schmear in weeks. He promised us a schmear. Schmear.
This is the first title, our AAA title of game that we're coming out with. It's called House of Schmear.
House of Schmear, dude, or just it's the Schmear franchise. Schmear is the franchise.
You're like, oh, I'm just ever since the incident, I can't shake these hallucinations. Let's see what this video is all about. Fucking play the media file on the TV. It's like, here at Schmear Industries, we are trying to. It's like a fucking old school video of the guy who you booked the Airbnb from, but he's young and he's got like a lab coat on, like a little patch on it. It says Schmear Corp. Here at
We're
Schmear
just
Corp,
building
we've
up.
Designed a new way to soothe the minds of troubled people with food. With
And
our
it's got
our breakfast buffets are designed to increase mindfulness. Schmear!
Schmear! Yeah, the whole concept of a house horror with a kind of scary old man is just one of those things that I don't think will ever not scare me.
Yeah. I'd be more interested, like, would you be interested in playing that game, or would you be more interested in like laying back and just being taken on a journey?
I
Being
would
able
be
to
more
look around.
I think I would really enjoy watching someone play that. Like having the VR headset on so you're experiencing the audio, but yeah, like you're also getting the reactions of the person playing it. Because it's still really scary to do that. But I don't think I
cool.
have the stones to like play the game myself.
Wow. But that's interesting. But would you watch it in regular, or would you watch it in virtual reality?
I think I would watch it. I would do both, but I think it'd be really cool to start watching like YouTubers playing that in VR.
Yeah.
So
if you could do a thing where like they can somehow upload the stream of their gameplay, but
yes,
but the way that they're looking around in VR isn't like the way you have to look around, you know?
Yeah. Well,
but
I think that
like, I don't know.
I think that whenever I would play a game like that, there'd be so much hesitancy to like not do stuff because I'm nervous to like have the pop out happen. Yep. So just having somebody take me along for the ride, would make that a lot more bearable.
Oh God, just so scared that you want to take the shit off. You're like, nah, he's doing it.
I can't do this. It's got the schmear everywhere.
Dude, we should do that. I think it would actually be fucking hilarious probably if we end up both getting like some Quest 2s.
Yeah,
some Meta Quest 2s, and we did a pod in virtual reality where we have like our avatars and we're like looking at each other and we just have that be the stream.
I'm down. That'd be fun, dude.
That'd be fucking sick. I love that. I'll figure out how to make that happen for sure.
Yeah. We'll get some quests.
Yeah, it's like a few $100, right? $300 for that?
Yeah, I think Ross actually has one that he's like, I can't even use it because it hurts my head so bad. So you can just have it.
It hurts his head?
Yeah, he gets really motion sick. He like can't play it.
See, I'm worried about that because in my adult life, I've been getting motion sick a lot, which is unfortunate.
I mean, I think there are some games that are more motion sick heavy, like games where you're just like looking all around you and stuff. Those are really motion sick. Well, I guess they all are like that, but
yeah, because I feel it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I've only experienced the extreme motion sickness playing like one of the games where you're just like, oh, you're in this world with a bunch of other people that are in this world. You're like walking around, like this is how you move around and like look up, look down, look blah, blah, blah. Like just doing that really fucks you up over time.
The one game, there's this game called like, what's this game where you're in a world and your character is constantly falling and like the way you move around is like super counterintuitive. Like the controls are really weird.
Yeah.
Fuck, what is that called? But that was
I don't know
time recently I got really motion sick playing that game. And I was like, to the point where it fucked me up like the whole night. I was like, Jesus, I didn't know.
Yeah, I wonder, I think it's just something we need to get used to. Right.
And they say like, you know, with a good gaming, with good monitors and graphics and stuff, when you look around and your thing has like a good refresh rate or a high refresh rate, it makes it so there's like less blur when you're looking around. And I'm thinking like, does that make the motion sickness better or worse?
Yeah.
Because like my normal vision has a lot of built-in blur when I'm fucking moving around, you know, or otherwise it'd be fucking weird. Otherwise you'd throw up every time you turned your head.
Yeah, I don't like it to be super clear when I'm doing that, honestly. I think it needs a little blur, dude.
It needs blur, dude. That's the thing. That's fucked up.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll work on a way to build this title and make it happen, honestly.
Yeah. I know Carrie has a Quest as well. So
Yes.
maybe we can wrangle up these two quests and do a pod in VR chat.
Yeah, I know she had 2 for a minute. I think she was returning one of them actually. So yeah, never mind. We'll figure it out. Maybe we can just get one and then return it and use and borrow carries as well.
I do want to get one at some point. So
perfect.
I keep perfect.
Got to stay on top of what's relevant, my friend.
Exactly. I keep oscillating between like, should I get a PC? Should I get an Xbox? Should I get a VR headset?
They're all about the same cost. Right? Well, PC's way more expensive.
PC's way more expensive, but I think VR just because the amount of goofs we could have in virtual reality is insane.
Yeah, I mean, and it's only gonna be they're just building onto it even more. So,
and like, dude, what you were saying about watching somebody else play and being along for that experience. I watched somebody play a VR game pretty recently on YouTube, and like just watching him go through it was entertaining enough. And his commentary like made it worse. He was so bad and so annoying and so cringe. But the game itself and the idea of seeing what happens next was like strong enough to keep me watching, you know?
Yeah.
So if you have that and also you're not cringe, that'd be sick.
Yeah. Like that's just really good content right there.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been watching a lot of those horror games, like a lot of people playing, like just doing horror walkthrough games. Just adding the VR element of that is just perfect.
I'm laughing thinking about us doing that. Did they have 2-player like Resident Evil type games for that right now?
I think so. I mean, there's got to be like those indie games that are there has to be some. There's a lot of indie games out there, dude, that we could find probably 2-player horror shit.
Fuck, dude.
I'm scared just thinking about it. Yeah.
That's fun as fuck. We'll pivot in that direction.
Yeah.
But all right, man, let's wrap it up. Let's get these files and catch people on the flip side. Hope you guys enjoyed our binaural experience this episode.
Wow.
HNEW.
HNEW.
Honestly, not even worried. Wow.
Yeah.
We're everywhere
Schmear.
and nowhere.
At the
We're
same
here.
time.
And now we're here. The full H audio visual experience.
I got nothing to say, yeah, I'm just loving the way you're looking over here. Come over here and tell me your name. I can tell by the sound, yeah, when you open your mouth. I hear my new favorite melody, hey. We should both run away.